Good morning, Stitchy friends. Welcome to another weekly update in my Flosstube channel. On my Flosstube channel, I think would be the right term. Today is Monday, the 29th of September, so this will be my last September update. Next week we will be in October, so full on autumn. Let's see how that works out for us, shall we? I am back on filming on my laptop because my phone needs to charge. So we will not have like top-down view of projects today. So I'm gonna figure out how to go back to that. I hope the lighting is better now. I have had a ring light for a while and I completely forgot it existed. Despite it being situated like on my shelf somewhere off to the side here. Which, yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest. I need to clean up my office. I organize everything and it's a mess. This is a typical like summertime thing because we have all of our big markets and conventions in summer and I just work and produce for the conventions and no time for cleanup, no time for paperwork. And I have a lot of paperwork that needs to be done by Wednesday. Today is Monday. So you know what I'm gonna do after I'm done filming today? Paperwork, most likely. So Seto is here too. Say hi, Seto. Say good morning to the Stitchy people on Flosstube. So yeah, you figured in the last few videos, right? As soon as I start filming, he wants to be part of it. So yeah, stitching. I have not worked on many projects the past week because I have mostly focused on getting, well, my upcoming Patreon pattern finished, the model for it. It is not fully done, you will see that in a moment, but I should be able to finish it like by Wednesday. And yeah, you will see how far I am with that. I also have like a bit of plans that we can talk about. And yeah, as usual, without further ado, let's start with the stitching that has gotten done. I had been pulling out a few older projects because and we will get more into that in plans, I want to whip down a little. And I know if you've been following me for a while, I've said that so many times and I keep starting and I keep starting and I keep starting things. So we will see about that. And yeah, let's get into what we've worked on while I try to watch this cat that's up to nonsense. So first I worked on this. This is also an older start. You probably can't see much. Give me a second. And yeah, I did a lot of the white up here. There was a little bit more of the green, but when doing the white, I figured that I miscounted. So I had to frock all of the green that was up in here where the white is. And I did not feel like stitching it back in when I was working on it. So that is where this is at the moment. I will try to find a picture of what it looked before to put in as usual. Let me show you what the finished one will look like. And you see why I have this one. That's the little naughty boy right there. Isn't it? I think it fits pretty well. And I'm still all the way in the bottom here, in the bottom corner. A little bit of the road up here and thing into the first flower vase up there. And this one is from a magazine. It's called Secret Garden, I believe. I do not have written down which magazine it's from. It's from Cross Stitch Gold. And I did start this 2 years ago. So yeah, I need to get on with it. For sure. Okay, let's pack this one. Put this one away. And it lives in one of my few actual project bags that I made. This one. It was my first ever, which is why I made this with like this super cheap fabric that I got for like 50 cents at Action. but it is a project bag and I made it. So next one I worked on, it's one of my quite old D&D pieces. This is what we got to, and if you follow me on Instagram, you already heard me complaining about whatever past me thought, thinking this piece of fabric was sufficient. Because as you can see, there is no margin. I mean, yeah, there's margin, but hardly any margin at all. And it's gonna have a little more on this side because it's also not in the center for some reason. It's not gonna be much more margin, but a little bit. I will figure out how to frame this eventually. And I did quite a bit on this. I started like on the name, and I did all of the silver here, the second dragon hat, this one, finished this dragon hat, and they are going down here. And this part I also finished, like this purple part here. But this is where it is at right now. And this is what it will look like. Obviously I'm not stitching the class, I'm stitching the character's name down here. And I did change the colors to whatever, from whatever the DMC colors are to the two variegated threads that I'm working with. And this is also something I started in either 2022 or 2023. It's fairly old, so quite a while ago. And this one also lives in a project bag that I made fitting for a D&D pattern. So I want to free this one up for one of my other multiple D&D projects. So it's time this one got finished. Speaking of finishing all the projects, I do have a fully finished object from last week. It is all stitched and framed, ready to go in the kitchen later this evening when my friend gets back. And then we will hang it up where it belongs. And see, this is not a problem. You see the ring light. It's the glare. The glare. Let's see. This works. This is what this one looks like. I put this in a in an older frame that I got from my grandma, from her flat when we emptied that one, and I just glued like this passepartout part of cardstock around it, and then it's just on this cardboard that's in the frame. And the pattern is a freebie from the Tiny Modernist. I do believe you can still get it on her website if you want to stitch this. This is also something I did start in 2023, so it is finally done. And doesn't it look good? I like it. And our kitchen is very white and teal and light blues. So maybe I will put a picture in the later video when it has found its spot where it belongs. So let's see, we have one more. And you probably guessed it if you've been following. This is the new progress on the Cozy Autumn that will be available on Patreon at the start of September. And this is where I'm at with it now. All of the outlines are done. The only thing I need to do is finish a little bit of filling in the colors. So I think I have about 600, 700 stitches left to do. And then this one will be done. So doable to finish it today or tomorrow. And yeah, then you will see the finished version next week. I probably do not have a frame for this, so either I'm just gonna leave it as a finish and not a fully finish, but that's gonna be fine. Most of my finishes are unfortunately not framed. I will need to go frame hunting eventually again. Like, I like to go to what are those they called, flea markets, and yeah, gather whatever I can that will eventually fit my cross-stitch projects. But as far as stitching goes, that is all I did, which is a lot. I think I put like another 2,000 or 3,000 stitches into this single one and the coffee one and my rogue. So because I kind of focused on those for the week. I will probably do something similar next week. Maybe not like just focus on one or two, but I will see if I'm gonna just grab some of my older projects that I have not worked on yet this year at all, or even last year, and give them some love and see how far I can get them. Maybe do like another how many 100 stitches or how many 200 stitches can I do. Which brings me to plans that I want to whip down a bit, but I'm also not the best at not starting because I love collecting patterns and I love starting things and I love kitting things up and all those things. That is like a whole separate issue, because if I see something and I like it, then I want it and then I start it. So, and I'm not gonna keep myself from doing that. But I have a lot of projects going. I have not yet finished to put them all in my Notion that I talked about like a few Flosstube episodes ago. And until I've done that, I do not know exactly how many whips I currently have, unless I go and count them. But some are also like all over the place because, again, I need to organize, I need to sort my office room, my office/living room, this room. And it looks neat behind me. The front that you cannot see is not neat and cleaned up at all. So let's not talk about that. What I've thought about doing going forward, and we'll see as usual how long I manage to stick with that, I have made a list. I kit up projects if I want to, when I want to, if I have like the fabrics for it, if I have free bags to, and I mostly use like this cheap Amazon bags. Let me see, do I have any over here? Like these ones. This is what I mostly use. And as long as I have some of these that are free, I can still like kit up projects to start. And the way I'm gonna do that, I have a lot of CXC floss. I have almost an entire full set, as in I have multiples of colors, almost an entire set of those. So I will kit up what I want to kit up, and I will make 2 separate piles or like spaces in my shelf. One being fully kitted up, like the ones where I have all the colors in, ready to start whenever, and the other one will be kitted but like missing a color or missing 2 colors, and I have 2 separate lists for that. So whenever I feel like starting something, I can grab one of those that have everything in them, like the fabric, all of the flosses, and then I can just grab it and start it if I feel like it. I will try not to do that before I finish one, start a new one. Not sure how that's gonna work because most of my projects will still need a lot of time until they get finished, but that's what I will try. So technically, since I have finished the coffee pattern, I could start a new one now, but I have not decided which one yet. We'll see. And yeah, the way I'm gonna work with that is as soon as I finish a project from my ongoing whips and take out the remaining colors of floss. 1 second. I thought the cat was doing something weird in the back. As soon as I finish it, I will take out all the floss, obviously, and instead of putting the floss back into stash, I will check which kitted projects might need that specific floss and then put it in them. So eventually those kitted projects that are still missing colors will have all the colors, and then they can go on the other pile ready to start. I hope that makes sense. So eventually I will probably do like a Flosstube extra and show you all of the kitted up things. The reason why I'm gonna do that is because, like, one, I already have so many whips on the ongoing, which I know a lot of people have more than that, and that's perfectly fine. I would love to have more than that. But for me personally, I feel it's getting a little overwhelming. I think I've reached like my point of comfort with how many whips I have. For me, it's mainly like the want to start everything, because I love everything. And I know that doesn't work, because like that I will never finish anything. And especially with trying to stitch most of my models, that takes up a lot of time. And I also want to limit my spending a little bit. So not, if I start like 5 or 6 projects, first I need all of the fabric. And I still have a lot of fabric, so that's not that much of an issue. But I also need flosses. Like, I'm missing a color, so I'm gonna order that color. And then I have 10 of that color. And either I will use all of those 10 or they will just pile up in my stash. So I know I already have like almost 100 projects in my shelf. A lot of those are full coverages, so there's a lot of colors. So there's a lot of floss just sitting on my shelf in all of those whips. So I don't really need to buy more. I don't know. I just need to work with what I have. And yeah, I also want to save a bit of money. So that is my main reasoning, or my main reasonings multiple. We'll see how long I will manage to stick with that. So that is for plans. Shop, well, there will obviously be like a new pattern in my shop next week. The one moving off of Patreon into Etsy. So look out for that. And I am happy to announce that I can ship to the US again. So if you have been eyeing any of the kits or the needle minders, and again, the needle minders are still not all finished, there will be more. I hope that I can get to them next week after all of the end of the month and paperwork craziness is over. I hopefully will manage to finish the other needle minders, and then they will all be in the shop. For now, we have the ones that we have there. So if you want to get needle minders, kits, floss drops, I made floss drops, I showed them last video, you can now. Worldwide shipping is open again. Shipping to the US has gotten a little bit more expensive because the post office figured out how to do it, but we will have to cover the tariffs. So shipping got more expensive for me. So unfortunately, it's going to be a bit more expensive for you. It's not crazy. It's a few euros more. I think I said last time shipping, like all worldwide shipping is around 7 euros for like small parcels, like letter-sized parcels. And that will stay like that for everybody else, of course, but for the US and some other countries that work the same tariff model, like the UK, for example, I had to like raise the shipping cost a little bit. A little bit for the UK and a little bit more for the US. So I think US shipping is now at around 12 euros, which compared to what shipping from the US to us in Germany costs, I think it's still fairly reasonable. But of course, that's for you to decide. If I will not, fault you if you think, yeah, that's almost double from what it was before, that's too much. I unfortunately can't help it. I did not make the tariffs, I don't make the postage prices, but that is where we're at this moment. At least we can ship again, which is great. And as long as I'm gonna ship physical items, I hope this will stay that way. So, that is it for this week. And yeah, I hope I will see you again next week. Let me know what you've been stitching on while watching. It's a little bit more of a shorter video, I think, this time. So that is that. And as usual, if you like my work, if you like to watch my stitchy updates and see what I've been up to, if you like the cat interruptions, and he's now sitting right there. Let me see, maybe I can show you. There he is. Look how cute he is. Just snuggly. If you like the cat interventions, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And I hopefully will see you again next week. So until then, happy stitching!